Hello folks, hope you're having a wonderful day. I know I was supposed to be doing a Primark video today, or maybe even a custom hobby chapters video today, but I simply, I'm afraid, do not have the time. A lot of work stuff has crept up on me, and I've had a lot of family things going on that I've had to be adjudicating and seeing to, so I'm rushing around all over the place trying to find time to do pretty much anything today. But in replacement of those videos, I didn't want to leave you with no content whatsoever, so I thought I'd dive into my mailbag and do some more Q&A questions and answers. These will all be from my Patreons, but I will be doing one in the next few weeks that is open to everybody, so keep your eyes peeled for that. That'll be on the channel near enough as we go. So, no reads today, no Patreon reads or anything like that. Let's jump straight into the Q&A because, you know, I'd like to do that. Let's jump in. So, I don't do names on these questions, so no fear of that. I know a lot of you write in with your real names, so rather than going back to everybody and saying, would you like me to use your real name or not, I just don't use them. So there we go. So question 1. Hey North, I can remember you saying that people you've met who play word bearers fear things like faith and dogma. I don't understand why they believe that. I see faith as positive and dogma are the core beliefs of a religion. Okay, not sure what you mean there. Okay. So, I think, in terms of word bearers, yeah, I think a lot of people who play 40k, if they want to be something sinister, not a lot of people play stuff that they think is cool in 40k, from what I've come across. They tend to play things that they find terrifying, okay? Like, unless you're an orc player, then, you know, all bets are off. You just like throwing dice and blowing things up. But, you know, if you're a chaos player, generally, quite a lot of the chaos dudes that I know are not meme lords. They are fully into the fact that chaos is a very dark faction, and they find those things fascinating, if a bit scary. Do you know what I mean? I'm the same with religious dogma in terms of being a space marine. You know, I find having such a powerful force being subservient to an overall arcing religion is very terrifying, and so I play that because I think that's cool to explore something that I'm terrified of. And that's the same thing with the word bearers. I think a lot of word bearers players that I know are not very religious. Okay, something that comes up a lot is that, you know, word bearers tend to get thrown in the religious. They're not. For the vast majority of word bearers players are not very religious. I've known dozens, literal dozens, and they've all been atheists to one degree or another, right? Some of them have been more in your face with it than others, but most of them are just generally, you know, very non-God in terms of where they are. And I think they play word bearers because they find it fascinating to play something that makes them feel not uncomfortable but scared. It's something that they're scared of, and in a war game, if you're scared of something, you want to be on its side. That's what I think. And that's why I think a lot of the people who play their armies are slightly scared of the lore of their own armies, if it was real, you know, if it was real. Again, there are exceptions, of course, orc players being one of them, you know. But I think most of the people in the Warhammer sphere generally tend to gravitate towards armies that they find quite terrifying to behold in terms of power and authority, right? That's what I meant by that. Anyway, moving on. Hi North. I noticed a few videos talking about people going back to older 40k editions. I was feeling a bit nostalgic and wanted to play some 5th edition since that's when I started. In all fairness, I improvised most of the rules with my friend at the time, but it was very nice. What is your opinion on older editions? Are there any editions you like the most, or features from them that you like the most? Feels like while there were a lot of rules, there was much more narrative. Cheers. Okay. In terms of the overall editions of 40k, so my overall opinion on old editions of 40k as an umbrella term, that's the first thing you asked, was that they're in general a lot better than what we have now. And I'm not saying that as somebody who has rose-tinted glasses or somebody who's just, you know, pining for things that are old. And that's something that all human beings do, is that they pine for the good old days. If you're a reader of Roman history, you will know that. Like, every single, Roman historian pines for, the good old days. And it's never... even the people who live in the good old days, because we've got the power of hindsight, right? So everybody looks back to Augustus as the good old days. You know, the first emperor, the good old days there. But then people who were with Augustus are like, no, the good old days was the Republic. 50 years ago, that was the good old days. And you go back to the Republic, and they're like, oh no, the height of the Republic was about 100 years ago. That was the good old days. You know, you go back and back and back and back. And I think it's very natural to do that with 40k too. That's not what I'm doing here, okay? Because I genuinely think 9th and 10th edition haven't been very good games. Not just Warhammer games, good games in general. They're not the market leaders. They're not the market leaders anymore in terms of top-class rules or top-class game experience. Warhammer is not the best game on the market anymore. It just isn't, right? I would struggle to put it in the top 3. I would struggle to put the biggest, the flagship game of our biggest company as tabletop wargamers. I would struggle to put their flagship game in the top 3 of games at the moment in terms of how good the rules are and how good the rules play. I've started experimenting with a lot of other games right now. BattleTech's one of them. It's pretty cool. I used to like War Machine, but I kind of got out of that. Malifaux's pretty good. I like that. I enjoyed that skirmish style game. OPR is my favourite at the moment. One-page rules. It's just a phenomenal game system that just you can make it work for whatever you want it to do. It's absolutely amazing. And essentially, I like very clear rules that are quite hands-off. Do you know what I'm saying? So very clear black and white rules, but within those, there are lots of ways for you to build your own forces in your own image, and that's what OPR does, right? There are no real gotchas in that game system. I used to love keywords. I know people don't like keywords. I do. I like keywords. I really like keywords. Instant death, you know, all these old things. As a Grey Knight player, I loved instant death in 7th edition and before that as well. It was amazing. Turning on force on your weapons and then just going up to a Hive Tyrant and hitting it once and it just dies. That's amazing. I love that so much. And it really made you feel like you're playing Grey Knights. I think that's the point you're trying to make here, my man, right? Is older editions let you do things like that. Why? Because that's in the fucking lore. It's in the lore that Grey Knights do that. Is it balanced? Nope. Not at all. It's not balanced at all. But we don't give a shit because this is Warhammer. And this is what people do in Warhammer. There were other factions as well who could do really ridiculous things. I remember like there was Inquisitor Valeria, I think it was, in the Demon Hunters Codex. She had like this like orb that you could just suck anything into, and that sounds a bit weird, but you know what I mean. You could literally, I think it was like a 4+, and then a failed leadership roll, bang, it's gone. Oh, it had 19 wounds left, don't care, it's gone. It was a Titan, don't care, it's gone. Right, wherever it was, gets sucked into this little vortex cube that she's got. It was amazing, but I loved the narrative portion of older editions, and I think you're on the same boat. So I'm going to say probably 6th, or maybe 7th. The early stages of 7th, the latter stages of 6th were my golden age of when I was younger and when I really liked playing it a lot. And again, as a Grey Knight player, I could say 3rd, you know, and 4th because we were just broken back then. But I'm not going to because, you know, I'm not a dick. But I'm 3rd actually in terms of what got me into the hobby. 3rd is what got me into the hobby. That lovely, it's still the best looking rulebook. The one with the Black Templars on the front, that piece of artwork where they're like standing in a mountain shape, all firing outwards. That was the shit. That was my thing. I loved that rulebook. God, I wish I still had it. But it was such a cool rulebook. It was a cool game back then too. Again, there are lots of narrative rules. And that's something that I think we've lost in 40k. I think 40k has been influenced by esports. It's been influenced by the tournament scene. It's been influenced by needing an obsessive amount of balance in there that you need. If your game's well made, right, you don't really need to balance the factions that much. You can allow them to have their narrative wings, and you're allowed to let them fly a bit because your rules are robust enough to handle the bullshit they can throw on the battlefield, right? That used to be the case. Nowadays, you couldn't do that. You couldn't have Grey Knights using Force anymore, right? Because the game would just break. Immediately, the game would break. Grey Knights would be the most overpowered thing in the game immediately. Back in 7th, though, Grey Knights didn't even break the top 5. Even with Force. Because you had to use it properly. You had to be very clever in how you used it. You had to switch it on, first and foremost, which is the psychic check in itself, right? So you had to hoard all of your psychic dice to switch on Force. And you have to be very careful about where you put Force on, because you're eating up your psychic dice to do so. I love that. It was great. Absolutely great. And when Force was on, it was a cinematic moment. And your opponent went, oh shit, gotta stay away from that squad. Gotta stay away from that Dread Knight, it's got Force, right? It was like a lightsaber being switched on in a movie. And it's like, yeah, and we're here now. You know, it's such a cool cinematic moment. And I loved it. It was great. And we can't have it anymore because 40k has to be this grey sludge of a game full of gotchas and nonsense where you've got to know every single codex off by heart or you don't stand the chance in hell in the first place of getting a competitive game in. I just don't like it. It's just not a very good game system. So I would say 3rd for nostalgia and 5th, 6th, and maybe 7th for my when the game was at its peak, in my opinion. But it's never been a great game. Don't get me wrong. It's never been an amazing game to go along with. Anyway, next question. Where do you sit between the red pill and black pill stances? Oh, alrighty. So, where do I sit between the black pill and red pill stances? Okay. So, for those of you who don't know, this is an argument with men, with us as men, most of us. In the red pill, you know, it is very much a man's rights, you know, section of things. And standing up for traditional values and traditional relationships, you know, that's a very red pill thing to do, right? And a black pill stance is basically saying, I give up because I'm not very good looking, I'm not very good with women, and most of them are out there to basically take you for a ride anyway. So I'm going to go my own way, sit in my own room, and wank myself into oblivion. That's basically what the black pill means. Is that you're taking yourself out the equation, out the gene pool, saying, no, you're not committing suicide, but you're saying, no, I'm not doing this. I'm not buying into the nonsense of relationships and women. I'm just going to go and do my own thing. Now, black pill can come in very many forms. Just because, you know, you're black pilled doesn't mean that you're some recluse who sits in your room and never leaves, right? You could be a black pill guy who just has given up on relationships and goes to the gym every day, works on themselves and gets better. But the thing is, most black pill people don't think like that. Most black pill people have given up altogether. And they say, no, there's no point in trying anything because everything's shit. And I'm going to sit here and feel sorry for myself. And you know, there's no point in trying and trying to get better. What they don't realise, or they profess not to realise because they don't even want to try, is the fact that male worth to women is a lot more murky than female worth to men. Okay, women have to be good looking, or we're not interested. Let's be honest, lads. Don't bullshit me and tell me that you date an ugly fatty. You wouldn't, right? At least not straight away. At least not straight away. There has to be an attraction there for you to want to get in there, right? There has to be an attraction there for you to actually try and be with somebody as a man, right? It just has to be, right? You've got to be physically attracted to a woman to get anywhere with her, or for her to get anywhere with you. Okay? There's a reason why. I say this to women all the time who ask. There's a reason why beautiful women don't have boyfriends, and you know, fat ugly women do, because men approach fat ugly women with the charisma on, because they don't give a shit. They don't give a shit whether you like them or you don't. They go over there with your confidence and it's up and you're away. Whereas everybody tends to be terrified of beautiful women. But with men, it's not as straightforward as that. So, you know, you don't have to be good looking to get women as a man. Okay? There are other avenues of attack that I don't want to word it that way, but you know what I mean. There are other ways to go about getting what you want. There you could become successful in business. You could go to the gym and sort yourself out. You could start wearing clothes that are appropriate for your size. You could start making sure that you're grooming yourself and you're taking care of yourself and you smell nice. You could start reading up on different political theories and different things about life that would make you very much more interesting to talk to. You could do any of these things, okay? That would make you more attractive to most women. Being able to walk into a room surrounded by your friends who all seem happy that you're there and happy to be around you, that's very attractive to women. It just is, right? You get more heads turning around and looking at you in a bar by walking in there with your friends and you're all laughing and having a laugh and joking around, okay? Women find that attractive. It doesn't matter what you look like. They find that attractive. It is a magnetic thing, okay? Being good with women is about 95% charisma, guys. It's 95%. It's nothing to do with looks. Looks will get you a big leg up. Don't get me wrong. If you have good looks, you are starting at a winning position already. If you're a charismatic, good-looking guy, you are swimming in women. Like most of them are doing well with women, right? Not blanket across the board. I've known good-looking men who are terrible with women, but they don't have any charisma. Most of them don't have any game, right? But if you do have game and you are very charismatic, or you fake it that you're charismatic, and you've worked on yourself and you know what to say and how to say it, and you know that it's more important for you to be having fun with your friends than it is to actually pull women, you're going to be doing quite well with women. Eventually. Doesn't matter. It could take a month, it could take a year. Eventually, the dam will break. Women don't get that option. Women don't get that option. Women are good looking or they're not. But they need to work on themselves in terms of looks, or no man's going to look at them twice. Okay? Women don't really get that option. I know the modern world's trying to give them the option, but they can't make men go out with women that they don't want to go out with, right? It's just not going to happen. Women have to be good looking to get a man. It's just not even. And don't give me one of these stupid fucking exceptions. Well, actually, no. Let's be honest. The vast majority of women need to be good looking, or men aren't going to look at them twice. Well, let me put it this way: the men that they want aren't going to look at them twice. Right? Okay. Men have other options. We don't have to be that good looking. We can dress well. We can smell nice. We can have a decent job. We can work hard. Alright? We can work hard on our bodies. We can wear appropriate clothes. We can have a good social standing with our friends and have a good laugh and be around there, you know? We can, our social status can make us very attractive. Look at Piers Morgan, right? Piers Morgan looks like he's been hit in the face with a fucking shovel. But his wife's gorgeous. So is she with him for his looks? No. Right? Is she with him for his money? Not really. Not really. He's not the richest guy a woman like that could get. No, she could get richer. She's gorgeous. And she's got her own money. No, she's with him because of the whole package, right? You can say he's not charismatic all you want. He's on telly, he's on telly, guys. He's on TV, and you're not, right? So he's charismatic. He knows how to hold a conversation. He knows how to argue a point for the most part, right? You know, he's successful in the business that he has. People find that attractive, women especially. Okay, so this is what I mean when I say that the black pill doesn't really work for me, because black pill says that you don't have a chance in hell of doing anything. Yes, you do. Yes, you do, because women being attracted to men is not as straightforward as you think. The amount of dudes who've said to me, I can't get with a woman, I'm not good looking enough, so I'm just going to give up. Happens all the time. Especially with a channel like this. Happens all the time. And I don't agree. I don't agree. I think you go to the gym, you level yourself up, you start doing well. Women find you. I'm telling you now, women find you when you go out. And you will know, when you're a success in life and your life's going pretty well, you will know it's happening because you walk into a bar and you're getting looks and you're getting flirtatious, you know, comments without even trying. You're walking in and you're getting this attention without actually trying to get that attention. Okay? Because you're focused on having a good time with your friends and just being in the moment and having a decent time. You're not looking to get laid. You're not looking to go out and get a date. Okay? Your life's going quite well as is. If you build a life that is good for you and you're happy and content, there's nothing sexier than that. Alright? You could have a young Brad Pitt who's a fucking hobo. He'll get laid. I've known lads like that. I've known barmen who are very good looking. I've got no prospects. They'll get laid. Yeah. Yeah. But the ones who are in relationships are the normal looking guys with prospects. And they've built a life that they like and they enjoy being in. If you've built a life like that, there's nothing sexier. I'm telling you now, I had a mate, Chris. He was very good looking, but women would always cheat on him. And you know what they cheat on him with? They dump him for guys with proper jobs. They would dump his ass, they'd have fun with him, and they'd dump him. The second a guy with a decent job, a lot of family prospects, right? And he built a good life for himself and didn't need her. As soon as one of them came along, he was gone. He was out the door. Every time. Guy was heartbroken nearly monthly. Because he was able to pull women, but he was never able to keep them. Alright, so if you're good looking, yeah, you do get a leg up in life. In trying to get women. You do. Okay? But you don't get a leg up in keeping them. You don't. At all. So, again, I don't agree with the black pill idea of just giving up. I think that it just rubs me up the wrong way. The vast majority of black pillars aren't due to making that decision from a place of strength. You know, if you make the decision to be black pill from a place of strength, like you've got your own business, you don't want to deal with the hassle, do you know what I mean, of a relationship, you don't want to deal with it, you want to build yourself up, you want to go to the gym, you want to take yourself out of the dating game for a while to make sure that you're good. I did that. I black pilled for a while. I came back from the States and said, no more women. No more women for at least a year. And I took that year and I battered myself. In terms of, I went out with my friends, I went to the gym, I started new work projects, right? I did all those things. And eventually, when I was ready, about 18 months after I got back, that's when I started dating again. And I dated a few women, didn't work out with them because we wanted different things. And then I moved on, and eventually I found one that I was like, this is my girl, this is the one, right? And I'm still with her now. But I started from a black pill pace, because I needed to be there for a while to build myself up. To get all the nonsense out of my head. To get things behind me, instead of in front of me, do you know what I mean? Get my trauma and my pain behind me. That's what I needed to do. There's nothing wrong with being black pill for a while, as long as you're making the black pill decision to do that from a place of strength, lads. You got to do it from a place of strength. If you're electing to do it from a place of strength, that's the right thing to do for you, because, you know, you want to work on yourself. Now, the reason why I have a big problem with black pillars in general is because I would say, and this is just a number I pick out the top of my head, about 95% of them aren't doing it from a position of strength. They're doing it from a position of weakness. They're doing it from a position of, I can't get laid, and so I'm going to throw my toys out of the stroller. Right? I'm going to throw my toys out of the pram and kick and scream and whine and just give up. The vast majority of them. The vast majority of them don't get laid, right? And so instead of looking inwards at themselves, they go, it's all women's fault, and they back away. And we say, no, I'm not getting involved in this, I'm going to go and do my own thing. And those are the people who generally sit at home wanking into Kleenex all the time. Because, you know, and they're proud of it. And that's fine. If that's how you want to live your life, that's okay. But do not fucking dare sit in the fire and complain to me that it's hot. I say it all the time. Don't do that. Because I have no sympathy for you. Okay? If you're trying your absolute best to be the best person you can be, and it's not working out for you, mate, I'm on your side. Right? If you're sitting in a room somewhere, giving up on life, dude, we need you. Other men need you to get out there and start earning and start making opportunities for other men. We need you. How fucking dare you sit there and do nothing? How dare you? Get off your ass, get to the gym, okay? Put on some metal, put on whatever you need to do in your headphones, get to the gym. Go find a bro in the gym saying, man, I'm a mess. Please, show me the way. There's tons of men at every gym will go, come here, son. Right? That's called a fucking treadmill. Start on that. And come off when I tell you. Right? There's loads of men like that out there. And we're just waiting to give you the answers that you need. To give you the time that you need. Right? To be what you want to be. I say this all the time. I look at blackpilling as soft suicide. Okay? So, obviously, taking your own life is the ultimate giving up decision. It's the ultimate decision of, I've given up in life. Blackpilling men, to me, have taken what society has told them, and they've been little bitches about it and said, no, I don't want to play this, I'm going to go over here, right? And I'm going to give up. That's soft suicide. You've given up on life. Okay? Don't do that. If people tell you that you can't do things because you're a cis white male or whatever, I hate saying that word cis, fuck off. But you know what I mean? People can't tell you can't do things, tell them to fuck off and do it anyway. No, I will get that job, thanks. No, I will apply for that, thank you, yeah. No, I will get that qualification, I will go to the gym, right? Women can't keep me out of the gym. If you don't want me fucking looking at you, you little piece of shit, put your camera away, right? And stop wiggling your ass in my face and fuck off over there, alright? Cool. I'm going to carry on at the gym. Don't let them chase you away. Don't let society chase you away. Come back, please. So if I'm one of these two things, I would say I'm definitely more on the red pill side of things. I'm very into traditional relationships and roles. In fact, most of the happy women I've been with have been very into traditional relationships and roles. They want me to lead the relationship. They want me to be the guy that they look to for advice and support. They want me to be their rock and to be the thing around which their future family will spin. Right? I'm the sun. I am the sun in this family. You are all the planets and all the things. I keep you safe, I give you nourishment, I make sure you're okay. Right? It's nice to have a secondary son that gives more stuff, as in if your woman works and stuff, that's great. But I don't need her. I can look after my family myself. That's the sexiest thing. And even if women don't admit it, because a lot of them won't, right? It's the sexiest thing, dude. Like literally. Go and ask them. Go and if you know somebody who will give you an honest answer out there, go and ask them. Ask them if a man who provides for their family and works hard and is a good guy, a strong man who they can rely on and they can be like, oh, this is a strong guy, he's my rock. Go and ask them if they find that attractive. If they find that attractive or a six-pack, they'll take the first one. They'll take the real man. Even if you got a dad bod, they'll take that, thank you very much. They'll leave the six-pack. No, don't need that. I want this. I want stability. I want a man. I want a dad. I want a father. Okay? So yeah, I'm definitely more red pill than black pill. There are certain parts of the red pill, the women hating part of it, that it is there. It is in there somewhere. You know what I mean? You do get red pillers who are very much anti-woman. I'm not one of them, right? But I am into traditional roles, and I am into making sure that men are availed of those roles, and that healthy relationships are healthy relationships. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, next question. It's been a while, mate, and I know you did an update a while ago, a few years ago, I think now, but I'm more interested in you, to be honest. What do you do, and what are you up to in life right now? Okay, Yeah, I've not given an update in a while, have I? So, in terms of what I do, right now I'm a private tutor. So I've gone from public schools to being a private teacher. So I teach kids from all over the world. I've just done Japan this week, but I do Japan, China. The Chinese pay a lot of money. I like working for them. So I got Japan, China, the States, South America, Europe, everywhere. Like I teach people from everywhere, whether it be kids, primary school kids, whether it be high school, whatever. I'm always in there. I'm teaching mostly history and also English. A lot of the kids who I teach are wanting to go to university in England, so they need to learn, and they're wanting to do history or classics, so they need to learn about the way we teach history and classics, right? So I teach that quite a lot, and again, unfortunately, it's better money than being a school teacher. And that's shocking to me. That was shocking to me. That there's better money doing this online at home without having to leave my office. I make more money doing this than I do as an actual teacher in an actual school. That's pathetic. That's not right. You know, teachers should get paid a lot more. And if it went that way, I'd probably look at going back. But I've been offered jobs. I haven't taken any because I just don't want to do it. And I'm earning good money, and I'm thinking about starting a family, and I need to to get my finances in order, and that's what I'm doing, and I'm doing quite well right now. But still, I need to be pushing and pushing and pushing to make sure that you know, my family has the things in life that I want to be giving them. Do you know what I mean? Moving on from that, that's professional. I'm also doing YouTube as well, of course. So whenever I've got a free minute, I'm either gaming or YouTubing. That's what I'm doing, and I've got quite good work-life balance. You know, right now I live between my new house, so I'm in a new place with my missus, in a lovely suburb of Liverpool, and I live between there and my grandpa's place, which is on the Wirral. So it's just on the it's on the bit of land across the Mersey from Liverpool, and I look after my grandpa 3 or 4 days a week. Make sure he has what he needs and sort him out, and make sure he's got his meds and he's clean and he's fed. And he's got some company, and I work from here as well, you know. And then the rest of the time I'm at home with my missus and the 2 cats, and I'm there working there. Sometimes I give classes at JMU. If you've ever been to John Moores University or Liverpool Uni, you've probably seen me around. I'm not even known that I was there. But I do give classes. I give seminars and normal classes at those universities, and yeah, I do a lot of work from home there as well. So that's what I do. That's my day to day. So hopefully you got let in under the hood there to know who I am and what I'm up to. In terms of anything else, what do you do? What are you up to in life right now? What I'm up to in life right now is working my arse off to get as much savings as I can, to make sure that, you know, in future I've got money to get a house. If we need another one, need to sell the one we're in or something, you know, anything happens, I've got money there to support my family and the people around me. I head out as often as I can to blow off some steam, so I'm almost always having a pint in the city if and when I can manage it. I'll go and have a quiet pint somewhere with a few friends. Yeah, I'm running an RP campaign in real life, which is pretty cool, in the Zweihander universe, which is awesome. It's basically Warhammer Old World, essentially, but as an RPG. I'm loving it. It's pretty cool. Playing a few video games right now, so I'm playing Helldivers 2, as you can probably see on the video, and I'm loving it at the moment. Game of the year so far, by a long way. I've just finished Final Fantasy 16. It was fine if it was a bit redundant. Like the combat was literally you can hold down a button and win combat. You know, it's just a bit, yeah, bit meh, but a very nice game to say the least. Going through a Cyberpunk playthrough on PS5 in 4K, and that's amazing. I'm loving that right now, and I'm waiting for Dragon's Dogma 2. That's out in March, and that's going to be absolutely fantastic. I cannot wait for that. Going to get that and give that a really good play. So, yeah, lots of things going on in life at the moment for me, but most of them are pretty good, and most of them I'm pretty happy with, so there you go. Anyway, that'll do me for now, I think. I'll be back tomorrow with some more Hobby Nightmares. Apologies again for not doing the custom chapters or the video without a circle today. Again, I've had some family stuff coming through that I really need to be taking care of today, and I can't be giving an hour or two. I mean, especially, I know what me and Mako are like. I'll start on the video and we'll be there for 3 hours. So I really cannot do that today. And in terms of the custom chapters, I didn't have time to prepare it because obviously, you know, things are just going mental right now today. So keep me in your thoughts, because I'm going to be sorting out a lot of things over the next few days, but hopefully you guys are all okay, and I'm glad I got to give you a little bit of content, even if it was just a Q&A. Love you all a long time. I'll speak to you tomorrow. Have a good one. Bye now.